Hey everyone, this is the Noob and I wanted to talk to you about the science victory in the exploration age in Civilization 7. So this one was kind of hard for me to get and I wanted to share my findings with you and how to do the steps for the science legacy, the Enlightenment path in the exploration age. The first part of it is to get 4 specialists, research education, and get 4 specialists in your city. So that was pretty much easy. The real problem were the next steps. First, you need to get 2 specialists in non-city center tiles, and that those have a yield of 20. What does that mean? So, once you're able to grow your city, you will be able to place specialists on these blue tiles, which means that it's not going to expand on new tiles, it's going to be used on tiles that already have buildings on them. And then one of these tiles is your city center. The one that has a city hall on it, that's your city center. You do not want to place your specialist there. You want to place them anywhere else on these tiles here. So, how do you place specialists to get a 20 yield on the tile? Well, you need to find a tile that you've really built for in advance. You'll have to build buildings on a high yield gaining tile from the very beginning. So in my case, I'm going to build 2 buildings here that are going to have high yield on a single tile. I'll put the inn here, that's going to give me 11 yield, and then I'm going to put a bazaar here as well. So this tile here now has 19 yield on its own. But if we add a specialist to it, it's going to add 5 and 4, that's 9 additional yield, that's 28 total. So let's place that here. And then let's check out our science legacy path. It should say that I have 1 specialist placed already, and then I've exceeded the 20 tile yield on the non-city center tile by 8, so that's checked out. And then I'm just gonna have to have 2 specialists in the non-city center tile. Why is it important to have a high yield tiles in your cities? Because the next step requires you to have 40 yield on a single tile, and then you're going to have 3 such tiles, and then you're going to have 5 such tiles in cities. So you're going to have a lot of specialists, a lot of high yield tiles in your cities as the exploration age progresses. I'm going to share some tips on how to get to this because it's really hard, and it's probably the hardest legacy path to unlock fully, especially on harder difficulty levels. If you find these tips helpful, please consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and I'll thank you if you do. So this is after a couple of turns and I'm able to expand my capital, and I'm going to show you how to get a 40 tile. So I've already done this with this tile where I have a bazaar and guild hall. As you can see, it has a yield of 42 by having 2 specialists on it. Of course, this tile is next to a wonder and next to a resource, so its yield is boosted by a lot. But let's get another tile that has 40 yield. So let's look at this wharf and a shipyard. This one has 34 yield with 1 specialist on it. So if I added another specialist here, I'm gonna get a tile with 40 plus yield. So let's put a specialist here and see if that registers. It does. I now have 2 tiles in cities with a yield of 40 and above. So this is basically the whole deal. For the science legacy path in exploration age, you will need to carefully place your buildings, put specialists on tiles with high yielding buildings, put wonders next to them, put those tiles next to resources to get as much yield as possible from a tile, and you will be able to get tiles with a yield of 40 and above. So here are a few tips if you fully want to unlock the science legacy path in the exploration age. So first of all, when you research technologies and you research civics, you want to look for those that are going to increase your yield on your tiles. So in this case, I want to research this technology because it's going to give me +2 production on my military buildings, which could be useful if I want to get a 40 plus yield tile. Another great strategy, which I wholly recommend, is building wonders that increase yield on your existing tiles. So Borobudur increases your yield by +2 food and happiness, that's +4 yield on all quarters. So you're bound to get a tile that's going to benefit from this greatly, so you can get 40 yield tiles. As you can see here, I need 2 more of those. Another great way to increase your yield on your tiles is to change your social policies and include those that increase production or increase yield on your district. So, for example, this social policy is going to give me +1 production on urban districts in my capital, so I can put specialists in my capital and get the 40+ yield. There's other social policies that are helpful for this, for food adjacency +1, stuff like that. So play around with those options and you should be able to get this, but probably towards the ending of the exploration age. You can do a lot of these legacy paths by half of the age already, but with science it's probably going to be getting done by the end of the age, because you will need to unlock all these researchers in civics and social policies and build all those wonders to be able to get 5 40+ yield tiles in your cities. If you have any additional tips, please do leave a comment, help the community out. And if you found this helpful, once again, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is the Noob signing out.